commitment is a decision. It's not a blessing. It's a decision that you take every single day. भाई ये कार्मिक रिलेशनशिप्स को लोगों ने इतना बदनाम किया है ना, because they believe कि कार्मिक रिलेशनशिप्स है मतलब मुझे इसको झेलना ही है. तुम्हें हिम्मत करनी ही पड़ेगी किसी रिलेशनशिप से बाहर निकलने की, किसी रिलेशनशिप्स में असर्टिव बनने की, किसी रिलेशनशिप्स में झगड़ा करने की. टू बी एबल टू चेंज थिंग्स यू विल हैव टू मेक अ लिटिल नॉइज. पीपल विल बी इमोशनली अवेलेबल टू द पीपल फ्रॉम वेयर दे फील लाइक दे आर गोइंग टू रिसीव द मोस्ट. इफ दे फील लाइक यार मैं इधर दे ही रही हूँ बट नथिंग इज कमिंग बैक, दे विल कट ऑफ द इमोशनल कनेक्शन. मुझे रिस्पेक्ट चाहिए. लोग है ना ऐसे कटोरी लेके भीख मांगते, थोड़ी सी रिस्पेक्ट दे दो यार, थोड़ा सा प्यार दे दो यार, मतलब थोड़ा सा भाव दे दो यार. ये क्या होता है?
First start respecting yourself, only then can you get respect from others.
People want to heal without a breakdown. It's not going to happen. It'll just become painful. If you don't let go, it will just become painful. It's like if there is a dead body, it has to be cremated.
Do you think soul contracts keep us stuck longer in loops than necessary?
When people
So Kavil, tell me, in your experience, when does the search for healing quietly become a pattern of avoidance?
when the answers are all on superficial level, people will read a lot of books, they will hear a lot of podcasts, they will love to use the jargons of frequency and vibration and enlightenment and all spiritual jargons, but they don't utaro it in their life, they don't live it, they just speak it. Then they also misuse the spiritual lingo. जब उन्हें responsibility नहीं लेना ना, then they say no, I'm setting my boundary. जब उन्हें कोई difficult conversation नहीं करना, then they'll say you're triggering me, I don't want to be a part of this right now. I am healing, leave me alone. Spirituality को escape नहीं बना सकते आप. You have to face life, and life was not meant to be easy. So people think that oh, just because I've started playing chanting music in the evening, और मैं journaling भी करती हूँ, मैं incense भी लगाती हूँ, मैं sage से अपना घर भी साफ करती हूँ, मैं wind chimes लगाती हूँ, salt water bath करती हूँ, तो मैं बहुत spiritual हो गई. All of this is great, okay, but you can't just read one chapter of the book and try to understand or try to believe that you know the whole curriculum. Spirituality is very, very dense. Even I feel like I'm possibly 0.1% there yet. I'm also still learning, understanding, remembering things. पता नहीं कितने ही जन्मों में जो भी सीखा होगा. But actually the more spiritual you will become, it is also likely that your life will become more difficult, not easier.
The testing starts.
The testing will start.
Yeah.
We say this कि अगर आपके लाइफ में कोई गुरु आता है ना, तो आपकी लाइफ में पहले टर्ब्यूलेंस आएगा, बिकॉज दैट गुरु इज एक्चुअली वांटिंग यू टू ट्रांसेंड अ लॉट फास्टर. तो जो तकलीफें 10 साल में आने वाली हैं वो शायद 1 साल में आएंगी. And your guru will hold your hand, or your angels, your spirit guides, they will hold your hand and say, go through it, go through it, go through it. But it's not like just because I've learned spirituality, my life should be simpler now. That's a delusion.
Yeah.
But people cut away other people thinking that, no, I don't want all of this in my life. अकेले रह जाओगे वैसे. But if you truly are spiritual, you will confront every relationship. You will actually take people's feedback and say, what are they saying? Is that even real? What is the mistake I made?
So have you seen people use spirituality to feel aware instead of actually addressing their emotional problems?
Just being aware that I am hurt is not going to take care of the hurt. उस पे आपको मरहम तो लगाना पड़ेगा ना. You will have to heal it just by saying, yeah, I'm aware this happened, I'm aware this happened. What are you doing to heal it? It has happened so that you can go through the process of healing, and there is so much learning in that process of healing. But that is not really my problem. My problem is I have seen people misuse spirituality to sit in a spiritual ego. Where they actually believe that I chant so much, I do so many japs, I do so many malas, I've gone to this temple, I've gone to Kailash Mansarovar also, but you don't know how to treat the people in your house.
Yeah.
You don't know how to not procrastinate anymore. You don't know how to attend to the recurring problems in your life. I have seen people go on 40-day Vipassana retreats, literally as an escape from not wanting to be at home and calling it spirituality and enlightenment. But मेरे को तो कभी कभी लगता है भैया वो करोगे पाप लगेगा और तुमको ज़्यादा, बिकॉज स्पिरिचुअलिटी को बदनाम कर रहे हो. अगर स्पिरिचुअल हो तो आपके लाइफ के जो प्रॉब्लम्स है ना उसको डील करना सीखो, उससे भागना नहीं. टफ कॉन्वर्जेशंस होंगे. लोग मेरे पास आते हैं 25 थेरेपी के सेशंस करके जाएंगे, लेकिन मैं 25 बार जो बोल चुकी हूँ ये कॉन्वर्जेशन किया आपने घर पे, वो नहीं करना. 6 पॉडकास्ट देखेंगे, लेकिन वो जो एक नो वाली बाउंड्री बनानी है किसी के साथ वो नहीं बनाएंगे. 1000 बार एफर्मेशन सुनेंगे दैट आई एम फिट एंड आई एम गोइंग टू द जिम एवरी डे, लेकिन उठ के जिम जाएंगे नहीं. ऐसे स्पिरिचुअलिटी का क्या करोगे? दैट्स जस्ट यू टेकिंग शॉर्टकट्स. You can't solve physical problems with spiritual knowledge. That knowledge has to be applied. That's when it becomes wisdom. We know that, right? But that application, people are so lazy and people are so resistant कि नहीं easy काम आप बता दो और वो hard वाला ठीक है, कर्मा होगा मेरा शायद.
Yeah, that's something I hear very often.
This is where I have a problem.
And they say it was not meant to be. Everything is left on that.
Everything is left on that. So people, because they don't have the courage to get out of a toxic relationship, they will say, I did an Akashic record and it said this relationship was karmic. Yes, okay, this relationship could be karmic, but it is karmic for a reason, right? It is karmic because you have to learn some lessons.
Yeah.
If you just say, क्या फ़ायदा, कार्मिक ही है, ऐसे ही चलाओ भैया, 400 जन्म और तुम ऐसे ही चलाओगे उसको. When you become aware of a certain pattern, you are supposed to change it. But if you don't change it, just calling it karmic, God help you.
Yeah, that's an excuse.
Everything is an excuse nowadays with spirituality. Every single thing is an excuse. You know, I'm not the most spiritual person on the planet. I'm a very practical person. I love the concepts of spirituality. And I talk to people about everything that has inspired me in spirituality. For every person's laziness, for my own laziness, I have a lot of excuses. Saying, you know, I've put on weight because 10 hours in a day, I take in so much negative energy from people now. It's so hard, so my body and my fat is protecting me from taking in that energy. Yes, Kavyal, it sounds nice, but you're never going to get thinner like that. Kavyal will have to get up. She will have to pick those weights. She will have to go on the treadmill. Otherwise, she can keep telling this story till the end of her life, till she lands up in hospital with diabetes and major other problems. And then you'll be like, यार मैंने तो पूरी जिंदगी स्पिरिचुअलिटी की, भगवान ने मेरे साथ ऐसा क्यों किया? क्योंकि तुम उठ के जिम नहीं गए.
Correct.
But this is what people are doing, including me. But I'm aware I can't take very big steps. I take small steps. People like making vision boards and vision charts. You know, people, we've done this experiment in office where we give people 100 very low cost therapy sessions. जब बहुत बड़ा जैसे कोविड हुआ या कोई और मेजर वॉर का प्रॉब्लम हो गया, जॉब्स लूज होने शुरू हो गए, सो एज माई कार्मिक ड्यूटी एंड रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी आई अनाउंस दैट फॉर 100 पीपल आई एम गिविंग योर थेरेपी सेशंस एट लेस देन हाफ. You know what happened? We got 100 people, we got 400 people. Out of those 400 people, only 7 of them wanted actual therapy. Everybody else just wanted tarot and saying, नहीं हमको बता दो हमारे फ्यूचर में होने वाला क्या है. किसी को सेल्फ पे काम नहीं करना.
नहीं करना. That's a very difficult part.
Yeah, but I mean then just thinking that नहीं आप टैरो में बता दो ना 5 साल में सब कुछ ठीक हो जाएगा ना, and they just want to hear what they want to hear. If they don't like my answer, they will go to another tarot reader, an Akashic reader, a soul contract reader, an astrologer to hear what they want to hear, but they will not take the steps to make the life the way they want.
Kavil, if right now we take 10 people, just random 10 people, we stop and we ask a question, who do you consult?
Yeah.
One will be going to a therapist or a counselor, 9 will be going to an astrologer. So that is just how, I don't know, it's societal, it's cultural, I don't know what it is, but that's just what people rely on. Hope. And I'm not saying one should be hopeless. Hope is great.
Yeah.
But then the work that's required, like you mentioned, is so important because you can keep saying, I'm going to be healthy, 2026. Then it becomes 2027. Then becomes 2028. And then it's 2030 and you're still like a potato
Yeah.
with health problems, like you said.
Yeah.
But the problem was not that was predicted for you that by 2030 you'll be a potato with problems, your health problems. It's that
Correct.
you've
You
led
created
yourself
it.
to it. And you have decided that now it's a karmic relationship with health.
Yeah.
I was meant to be fat with problems.
Yeah. I have
You've convinced
a
yourself.
bad relationship with food.
Yeah.
I have, it must be some lessons. And then Instagram also is such that whatever you believe, no, it'll show you reels which match your
Same like
belief
AI.
system. Huh?
Same
Same
like
thing.
AI. You ask
Yeah.
a prompt and it will reply exactly knowing what you want to hear.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And
it doesn't challenge you.
It's creating a delusion in people's heads.
Yeah.
That what they think they are right. And जितने लोग थेरेपी के लिए आते हैं, 10 लोग अगर आ रहे हैं ना, तो उनमें से 2 लोग शायद आएंगे कि ठीक है मुझे बताओ मैं क्या करूं. 8 लोग आएंगे अपना प्रॉब्लम जो है आपको सुनाने के लिए और आपसे वैलिडेशन लेने के लिए कि नहीं मैं सही हूं.
I agree.
They just want to hear from somebody else that I was not wrong. It's not going to fix it. I have had terrible teachers in my life, but they changed everything for me. And terrible teachers, matlab, I would sit across the table and they would make me cry.
Oh God.
They would make me cry and I'd be like, I'm never going to come back to them. But they were brutally honest. And as much as it hurt me, only they could change me. I have only learned from those breakdowns. People want to heal without a breakdown. It's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen. You need to see the mirror.
Yeah, absolutely.
So tell me, is there a difference between being energetically aligned and being emotionally available?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Big difference. No?
But I think people think it's the same thing. Can you explain it?
एनर्जेटिक अलाइनमेंट मतलब हाँ यार यहाँ पे कुछ कनेक्शन है, ठीक है, इट्स अ फीलिंग. इमोशनल अवेलेबिलिटी इज अ डिसीजन दैट डू आई वांट टू बी अवेलेबल टू यू,
Yeah.
do I not want to be available to you? There could be somebody you have a great energetic alignment with, but the person is responsibility phobic. The person is commitment phobic. They like you, but they like their freedom even more. They like you, but they like their flirting and their Tinders and the Bumbles even more. So they may not choose to be emotionally available, or maybe they're too scared. Maybe they're too burnt. Emotional availability is a decision. You can be energetically aligned with 300 people.
Correct.
Are you going to make yourself available to 300 people? Absolutely not.
No,
It's going to be
emotionally
chaos.
can't. Yeah.
So बहुत फर्क है. One is feeling and one is doing.
Why do you think people become emotionally unavailable in close relationships?
Very often, people who owe you an apology but don't have the courage to give it to you will walk away. Because they feel like they just don't want to face it. And sometimes in the journey of a close relationship, you know the person too well. You will feel like this person is too needy, too clingy, and now 3-4-5 साल हो गया, now you're tired of dealing with the baggage and you don't want to give your energy towards it. So you begin to escape into different things. And sometimes it's just that most people, they want to acquire their person, but then they don't want to nurture the person.
Yeah.
Then they want to acquire something else. But I believe that we are all given our core families and our core people, and it's not just our responsibility to take care of them, it's our privilege to take care of them. All the good stuff is also going to come from them. The bad stuff is also going to come from them. But giving back to them is our duty. अगर आप नहीं करोगे, अगर आप बोलोगे ठीक है यार पक रहा है यार, बोर हो रहा है, मतलब कितनी बार वही का वही, and you don't do your best, you leave this person, you bring in another person, 2-3-4 साल का बात है, the second person will begin to replicate the first.
That's true.
So, it's hard to be emotionally available for other people all the time, especially in a mad, crazy world where everything is taking your attention and you are depleted. But let me also tell you that most people are not even emotionally available for themselves.
I think that's the truth. That's the truth I was looking to explore with you,
Yeah.
because you can only do with others what you're doing with yourself. If you're not ready to be emotionally available for yourself, you're not ready to tell yourself, I'm feeling bad, this happened with me, or this, I could have handled it like this,
Yeah.
the mirror to yourself, how are you going to hold it to anyone else?
Yeah, you can't.
You know, you see people on the other side, you see some people who are emotionally available to all their friends, but then not to their spouses. There are women who are emotionally available to their children, but not to their spouses. Then you see people who are available to their daughters and sons, but not to their daughter-in-laws or son-in-laws. Then there are people who are emotionally available. Like, it's very choice-driven.
Yeah.
And it's almost like I am okay to do this, but I'm not okay to do this. Why do you think people have that kind of unbalance?
People will be emotionally available to the people from where they feel like they're going to receive the most back in return. If they feel like यार मैं इधर दे ही रही हूँ but nothing is coming back, they'll cut off the emotional connection. But from your own children, you still feel needed,
Yeah.
right? From the spouse, it very often feels like there is no more appreciation coming in, there is no more validation coming in. All I get is feeling ignored and abandoned and just ठीक है, treating me like furniture in the house. I don't want to be emotionally available from you. Plus, at the times when you really needed their emotional support, you really needed them, and they disappointed you or they betrayed you, people cut off just like that. यहाँ पे सबसे ज़्यादा तुम्हारी ज़रूरत थी. तुम अगर यहाँ पे मेरा हाथ नहीं पकड़ पाए तो आगे मैं क्यों ही तुम्हारा हाथ पकड़ूं? मुझे ज़रूरत नहीं है. And the fact about most people, especially most women, I think, they are super strong emotionally.
Agreed.
They can be super self-sufficient because they are trained to run a whole household. They are trained to raise children, run the kitchen, take care of their finances, take care of everybody else in the house with bare minimum attention to them. खुद का ख्याल भी खुद ही रखते हैं. तो जब एक औरत अब बहुत वल्नरेबल टाइम पे आपके पास आती है कि यार यहाँ पे मेरी मदद कर दो, और वहाँ पे आपने उसको झाड़ दिया कि whatever, then she be like, मुझे ज़रूरत नहीं है इसकी. I don't want you anymore. So I'm not going to be available for you anymore.
I think a lot of times men become emotionally unavailable. This is my observation, I could be wrong, is also because of fear of rejection. अंदर से इतना डर है कि हम रिजेक्ट हो जाएंगे, सो वो इमोशनली इन्वेस्ट नहीं करना चाहते, बिकॉज आई थिंक मेन डोंट नो हाउ टू हैंडल रिजेक्शन.
Men and women both don't know how to handle rejection. Nobody likes rejection. It's not a sign of the weak, but all of us get our validation from being accepted. But think about it for 1 minute. Do we like everybody?
No.
So how can everybody like us? It's not possible. So if we just get this one rule straight, I have understood this about myself, that either you will love me or you will hate me. You can't ignore me. I have a certain personality like that. But I have accepted the people who love me also. I've accepted the people who hate me also. Yes, there is absolutely a certain fear of rejection that people have. But more than that, they become emotionally unavailable because there is a belief system that they are not deserving of all the love that will come to them if they become emotionally available. And people are scared of consistency. You've seen this year after year. New Year resolution, Jan 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th तक बहुत अच्छा चलता है. 8th Jan के बाद everything starts dipping down. To initiate a new relationship is very easy. To sustain that same relationship is very, very difficult. लोगों को कंसिस्टेंसी से डर लगता है. रोज़ कौन कौन करेगा यार, ठीक है छोड़ दो, बैक ऑफ हो जाते हैं. बट यू नो, इवन women and men who attract emotionally unavailable partners are the ones who believe मुझे इतना प्यार कौन करेगा, मतलब मैं तो ब्रोकन पीस हूँ ना, मैं तो डिफेक्टिव हूँ ना, मेरे पास में देखो कितना बैगेज है, तो ठीक है मुझे कोई ऐसा चल जाएगा जो मुझे पार्ट टाइम ही प्यार करे. सो दैट्स व्हेन दे अट्रैक्ट अ पार्टनर जो उनको सैटरडे संडे को प्यार कर सकता है, मंडे टू फ्राइडे अपने फैमिली के साथ बिजी रहेगा. That's what really happens. It's also how much you believe you deserve to receive.
Yeah, I think there are two ways I look at it. One is, like you mentioned, what you feel you deserve is what you attract.
Yeah.
And I think the other is, let's say that is not what you deserve and what you attract, but it is a lesson.
Yeah.
And it's only for you to learn and how fast you can learn and change the situation.
Yeah.
So I think there are two ways of looking at it. Tell me, you said people come to you for, more people will come to you for tarot, future reading, horoscopes, instead of actually looking at their current patterns. Why do people resist current patterns so much?
Hard work is difficult. It's so difficult. It's easy to put up a Google Gemini or an artificial intelligence related picture on my vision chart of me looking thinner and sexier. It's hard to wake up and go to the gym every single day. So we use future dreams as a band-aid. We use that also as an escape. We convince ourselves कि नहीं 5 साल के बाद ना मेरी तो शुक्र की दशा शुरू हो रही है, बहुत अच्छा है तब वक्त, अभी एक्चुअली कुछ करने की ज़रूरत नहीं है. They fall for instant gratification. Instant gratification is the enemy of getting things done. Okay? So it's almost like अभी मेहनत नहीं करनी, फ्यूचर के बारे में ही सोच लेते हैं. फ्यूचर तभी ही तुम्हारा ब्राइट होगा भाई अगर तुम
अभी काम करोगे.
अभी सोते रहोगे तो 5 साल बाद भी यू विल बी इन द सेम कंडीशन, पॉसिबली वर्स. बट वो पर्सनल रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी नहीं लेनी है लोगों को. सम पीपल वॉन्ट टू स्लीप थ्रू लाइफ, दे वॉन्ट टू मेक इट सेफली अन टू डेथ without making mistakes, without going wrong, without having any challenges, any breakdowns. That's what they call life. And that's a wasted life because you would have learned nothing.
That's true. I think if I look back at my life, I think the darkest phases have taught me the most.
Yes.
Maximum healing and emotional recognition for myself has happened from the toughest phases.
Absolutely.
Not from the light ones. Because the light ones, you breeze through. You don't actually go internally and check what happened.
Exactly.
Why did things go wrong?
Our last mistake is our greatest teacher.
Yeah.
So you can't, I mean, life was not meant to be easy or convenient. It was meant to be an experience of all sorts of emotions, all highs, all lows. So when you can say that, no, I only want the highs, I don't want the lows, you won't even be able to appreciate the highs.
Yeah, if every day is Sunday, then Sunday is not special.
It's not special. I have seen the richest of the rich, the most privileged of the privileged people come to me and say, काव्या सब कुछ है यार, खुशी नहीं महसूस होती. कैसे होगी? कोई चैलेंज ही नहीं है तुम्हारे लाइफ में, तो सब प्रिविलेज से भी बोर हो जाओगे. Then it's just an upgrade. Every upgrade is a temporary, relief. Yeah. It's a temporary high. It's like a sugar rush. It's going to come down.
So I hear very often, this relationship is karmic. My parents came into my life because of karma. I have this partner because of my karmic cycle. What does that actually mean? Can you explain that? Is it a form of self-abandonment or not accepting your reality?
भाई ये कार्मिक रिलेशनशिप्स को लोगों ने इतना बदनाम किया है ना, बिकॉज दे बिलीव कि कार्मिक रिलेशनशिप्स है मतलब मुझे इसको झेलना ही है, और दे विल कॉल एवरी एक्स्ट्रा मैरिटल अफेयर अ कार्मिक रिलेशनशिप बिकॉज दे वांट समथिंग स्पिरिचुअल टू जस्टिफाई दिस पर्टिकुलर एक्शन. Even if it is a karmic relationship, it is karmic because some lessons were incomplete. Okay? But we get comfortable in our pain and we are scared of getting out of that pain. I've heard so many women say, ठीक है ना, ये आदमी नोन डेविल है, मतलब इसको छोड़ के भी जाऊंगी, दूसरा वाला कौन मिलेगा, क्या मिलेगा, ऐसे ही किया तो क्या फ़ायदा, इधर ही पड़े रहते हैं. कार्मिक रिलेशनशिप का मतलब ये नहीं है कि आप जिंदगी भर सफ़र ही करें. उस कर्मा से लर्न करो भाई। जो तुम पिछले जन्म में नहीं कर पाए, जो बाउंड्रीज नहीं ड्रॉ कर पाए, जो चीज़ को छोड़ के नहीं निकल पाए, जो खुद इंडिपेंडेंट नहीं हो पाए, तुमको फिर से अपॉर्चुनिटी मिली है। जब सीख जाओगे ये कार्मिक पैटर्न एंड हो जाएगी। लेकिन झेलने को स्पिरिचुअलिटी का नाम मत दो। तुम्हें हिम्मत करनी ही पड़ेगी किसी रिलेशनशिप से बाहर निकलने की, किसी रिलेशनशिप्स में असर्टिव बनने की, किसी रिलेशनशिप्स में झगड़ा करने की। टू बी एबल टू चेंज थिंग्स यू विल हैव टू मेक अ लिटिल नॉइज।
Correct.
But you know what? You can also make this little noise with consistent small steps. You don't have to be Rani Lakshmi Bai, Jhansi Ki Rani and fight. You don't have to be a hardcore feminist and start abusing everybody. This is the worst thing to do. But at least don't abandon your own needs. At least look at मुझे क्या ज़रूरत है, मुझे रिस्पेक्ट चाहिए। लोग है ना ऐसे कटोरी लेके भीख मांगते, थोड़ी सी रिस्पेक्ट दे दो यार, थोड़ा सा प्यार दे दो यार, मतलब थोड़ा सा भाव दे दो यार। ये क्या होता है, ये क्या होता है? रिस्पेक्ट इज अर्नड। डू थिंग्स दैट गिव यू रिस्पेक्ट योर सेल्फ।
I was just gonna say, first start respecting yourself, only then can you get respect from others.
Because the universe will mirror you.
Yeah.
So when you start taking yourself seriously and you become more assertive, people outside start feeling, oh, she'll walk away if you do this. So थोड़ा संभाल के, थोड़ा ध्यान से, ये इसको बहुत easy नहीं ले सकते। It's good. Actually, it's a good thing. You know, in 2010, I did this program called Landmark Forum Education Advanced.
I've done it too.
And in the advanced level, we had a certain exercise where the coach, 350 people,
Yeah.
and the coach told everybody in the room that you're just going to get up from your seats and you're going to find one person in this room who you are intimidated by,
Correct.
who you feel scared of. Okay, and I was looking at everybody and I'm like, maybe I'm going to go to the coach. I'm going to go and stand in front of the coach. क्या solid आदमी है, intimidating. मैं कभी वहाँ तक पहुँच ही नहीं पाई क्योंकि मेरे सामने कुछ 27 लोगों की लाइन थी। There were 27 people standing, waiting to make eye contact with me. Ashna, I was heartbroken. it was trauma for me because I believed that I was this nice, innocent, friendly little, most harmless little thing. Why would you be scared of me? I took that as a personal insult and I cried about it. And I was like, why are people reading me wrong? What did I do? I haven't said anything. When I went to a few other more intelligent people and they said that, what is so wrong about it? Why do you want to be seen as this humble little poor thing? I'm like, I just want to be liked, yeah. I just want to be likable, not this villain. वो जो 27 लोग थे ना, I asked 3-4 people over there that what makes you feel intimidated by me? मैंने तो बात भी नहीं करी है आपसे. And they said that no, actually ना आप you carry yourself well, you're dressing nicely, कोच कुछ पूछता है तो आप जवाब दे देते हो, आपकी लैंग्वेज पावरफुल है. तो I'm like, इतने में तुम क्यों डर गए लेकिन?
Correct.
तुमको क्या हो गया? You think no, that was enough for us क्योंकि we can't be like that.
Confidence.
So me just being me
Yeah.
was coming across as a threat to other people.
Yeah.
But that was a lesson that हमारी इमेज ना हमारे दिमाग में कुछ और ही है और लोग हमको किसी और तरीके से ही परसीव करते हैं.
100%.
We can't help it.
No, 100%. You can't control what anybody thinks about you.
Yeah.
Because their lens is going to be from their own understanding. It's not going to be from your understanding.
Yeah.
And I think the biggest waste of time in life is trying to change someone's lens.
Yeah.
You cannot change it.
Yeah.
Because their lens is from their conditioning, their understanding, their experiences. Your lens is via yours.
Absolutely.
So how I perceive you
Yeah.
is very different to how you perceive yourself because of your own experiences
Correct.
and because of mine. In fact, I have felt a lot of people are intimidated. My understanding is from me is that confident part, oh, she's confident.
Yeah.
That makes them intimidated, just that part.
Yeah.
You know how to speak your mind, I don't. that itself is intimidating. Now, I don't have understanding of intimidation like that. For me, intimidation is something else, and I'm sure to you as well.
In fact, I didn't even know what the word intimidate meant back there. I had to look it up. I'm like, what exactly does that mean? जिससे आपको थोड़ा सा डर लगता है.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. So I think the word intimidate also depends on how someone looks at that word.
Yeah.
For some people, it's a threat. For some people, it's not.
Yeah.
So I think everything is perceived so differently, right? I think that's the beauty of life.
Yeah.
So many lenses and how people see it. And you have such a learning. I'm sure you were like, since when did I become a threat to anybody?
Oh, I'm telling you. But after that, I heard Oprah Winfrey say this, that you are not ready for success unless you're ready for haters. And then I'm like, maybe, ये भी सीखना है शायद, that तुम सबको पसंद नहीं आओगे, and that's okay.
And that's
सब लोग तुम्हें समझ नहीं पाएंगे, and that's okay too.
That's okay too. Absolutely. Do you think soul contracts keep us stuck longer in loops than necessary?
Yeah, that's one reason why I discourage all past life regressions, because once people see a story, now they get attached to that story, and then that story starts bringing up more emotions. Like there could have been a story where you were with this person, but then you could not be with them in that lifetime. Now that person is back in your life, you still don't want to be with them, but you feel like, हाय मैंने तो लास्ट जन्म में भी इसको रिजेक्ट किया था, मैं तो इस जन्म में भी रिजेक्ट करती हूँ, कितना बुरा है ना, ठीक है एक्सेप्ट कर ही लेती हूँ उसको. फंसोगे भाई. But then you start developing emotions for that person out of your own guilt or your own regrets, and then that you kind of hold relationships far longer than needed. It will just eat up your energy.
Toxic.
It'll just become painful.
Yeah.
If you don't let go, it will just become painful. It's like if there is a dead body, it has to be cremated. You can't keep it in your house no matter how much you love them, because it'll start stinking. It'll start corroding. It'll affect everybody. When people tell themselves this, and Google is a huge culprit here, which will give you details of twin flames and soulmates, and people love these theories. So if there is a very painful relationship, Google will tell you it's a twin flame, and then you'll be like, it's my twin flame? कितना मुश्किल से मिला होगा? How can I let this go? So you suffer. So you struggle. But if you actually use your common sense, if you actually just use your gut, if you actually ask yourself that, is this relationship honoring me or dishonoring me? Is this enabling me or disabling me? Is this making me pain free or bringing me more pain? You will know exactly what to do. नहीं हम तो spiritual जो
Connection को बचा के रख रहे.
definitions है ना, हम वो definitions को मानेंगे, हमारा दिमाग जो भी बोले ignore. That's the problem.
Do you think there are a lot of people out there convincing the common crowd about soul connections and karmic connections more than necessary?
See, whoever is there talking about soul connections, karmic connections, they're doing their job, okay? Because they have found it fascinating. Maybe it has worked for them. But the problem is there are so many people buying it, no?
No, but the thing is that, let's say somebody who's explored that and is a
Yeah.
teacher of that,
Yeah.
they have understood it on a different level. Now, when they're passing that information, maybe they're not explaining it in the way it's supposed to be explained. Maybe the person's not receiving it, so it's misunderstood.
Yeah. So if you see some really good gurus, good orators, if you've seen Sadhguru,
Yeah.
people ask him a question and they often feel he deflects it. He won't answer it
Yeah.
truly, fully.
Yeah.
He will make a joke out of it. They do that on purpose because the audience is not ready for the answer. So it's not like, oh, he doesn't know the answer. You are not ready for that information. What are you going to do receiving it?
And you most likely will misinterpret
You
it.
will misinterpret it.
Yeah.
And it will damage you further. So sometimes we have to wait for the right information to come to us at the right time. Don't try to fit a square peg in a round hole. मतलब किसी ना किसी तरीके से बस ये थियोरी मेरे को गूगल पे मिल गई, ये मुझे मेरी लाइफ में फिट करनी ही करनी है, तकलीफ हो जाएगी. कोई ज़रूरत नहीं है. कीप लाइफ सिंपल. work on your everyday. Let go of definitions and labels and everything, because they just, you know how easily people use a term. अगर किसी को थोड़ा सा भी मूड स्विंग हो रहा है, आधे घंटे पहले अच्छा खासा था, आधे घंटे बाद अगर रो रहा है, oh you're bipolar or what?
Yeah, people use that very often and so loosely.
Exactly. If somebody is just putting down a boundary saying, I'm sorry, I don't want to do that, oh you're so narcissistic. भाई,
This word has only come about in the last 1 year. उसके पहले तो लोगों को ये word भी नहीं पता था.
you got to stop labeling everything, because every single thing that you are going to put a label to, it's going to start blocking you. There is no need for that. So just see things as neutral. Okay, I like this behavior, I didn't like this behavior, but don't start labeling that person, because if you're labeling somebody else, other people are also labeling you.
Correct.
Stay in the neutral ground.
After a lot of healing sessions, after dealing with so many people, what do you think are the 3 emotional patterns people don't let go of, despite lots of healing?
Any pattern where they have to take self responsibility to create their life is the most difficult one. Okay, people love to be victims. In fact, even in the Bible, even in our shastras, ये ऐसा लिखा है that God will help the needy. So we choose to be needy instead of becoming the God element in our own life. Okay, we like the fact that other people say, oh बिचारी.
Yeah.
क्योंकि जब तक कोई बेचारा होता है ना, उसको सपोर्ट मिलता है. जब आप बेचारे के लेवल से ऊपर आ जाते हो तो लोग आपको देखते हैं and they're like I don't like her anymore. People like you to be बेचारा because they feel superior in that case. तो हम लोग पूरी लाइफ बेचारा बेचारी में बैठ के निकाल देते हैं. बेचारा बेचारी का मतलब क्या होता है? जो अपने लाइफ में कुछ नहीं कर पाया.
Hopeless.
क्यों? What a beautiful life. What endless possibilities have been given to us. And what did you fall for? The label bichara.
Yeah.
That made you feel good about yourself. नहीं, लेकिन आगे हम लोग कुछ अपने दम से करेंगे तो फेल हो गया तो हाँ होगा. नहीं, फिर हम लोग रिजेक्ट हो गए तो हाँ हो सकते हो भाई. शादी की तो डिवोर्स हो सकता है, हाँ हो सकता है. वैसे तो सांस लोगे तो कोविड से मर सकते हो, तो क्या सांस लेना बंद कर दोगे? You still have to live.
Yeah.
But you're not going to make it safely up to the last day that you die. You're not going to do it. कुछ भी कर लो, कुछ भी. जो तकलीफ आनी है, वो तकलीफ आनी है. You know, my dad is he's a very, very good astrologer. And I am sometimes heavily dependent on what are good days and bad days for me to do some major things. तो मैं भी है ना डेढ़ शानी, I tried to be this over smart person. And dad had told me, Kavil, these 2 days ना, they are very bad for you. मतलब घात का दिन है. So ऐसा अच्छा घात का दिन है, कुछ नहीं होने दूंगी मैं. I am not even going to go to office. I am not even going to go in a car. I am not even going to go to the gym. I am not going to go to any place which can hurt me or harm me. I am going to sit and Netflixing and chilling. I didn't even go for a shower, thinking कि बाथरूम में स्लिप हो गई, गिर गई तो कुछ भी नहीं चाहिए. ठीक है? I kept myself so safe. And in those, and I was calling dad, I'm like, Dad, 12 hours gone, easy, no problem. Dad, 24 hours gone, easy, no problem. And I tried to escape the difficult part. What I didn't realize is exactly in those 24 hours, I lost my cat. She kind of, while I was just chilling, she left the house and she never came back.
And you didn't realize because obviously
I didn't realize it because she would go out so often. But she never came back. And I'm like, it gave us 3 months of trauma after. We still, you know, we looked for her for 3 months after that. Never came back. But I'm like, Kavil, you were trying to be so smart about it. You were trying to make sure that no harm is coming on to you and it all goes hunky-dory. ये ऐसे नहीं हुआ तो ये ऐसे हो गया. लेकिन जो होना है वो तो होना ही है. You can't outsmart God. You can't.
But I completely agree with what we started with. I think the victim mindset is most prevalent.
Yeah.
Firstly, it keeps you attached to all your behaviors.
Yeah.
You're able to justify them because I'm a bichara, I'm able to do only this much. You don't have to try harder because you're a bichara. So you can't try harder. You can't correct your mistakes because again you're a bichara or bichari. So you don't actually move forward. And I think, like you said very correctly, people love to keep you there because then they tend to feel a little superior, and you are the one who needs help, you are the one who needs saving. And I think, as we've been sold this concept of somebody saving you, a prince charming or some outer force comes, every movie ends with something saving you, and then that being the most happy part of the end of the movie. And I think everybody wants to be in that movie where they want to be saved. I don't know from who, but they want to be saved, and that the bichara concept really works.
Yeah, you know the story of this priest who gave his whole life to the church, and he believed that God is going to save him. And one day there was a flood, and the flood in the whole town that he was living in, and his house was fully flooded, and some neighbors called him and said that, no, you leave your house and come to ours. He's saying, no, God will save me. He didn't leave his house. People dragged him out and they took him to a higher floor. तो वहाँ पे बैठा है, and then some people are saying that अरे now you take this ladder and come up. No, God will save me. Helicopters came and they said no, let me. No, God will save me. Eventually he died, and when he died he went up to God and he's saying, I gave you my whole life. I thought you're going to save me, and God is saying, you idiot. Who do you think sent the neighbors? Who sent the helicopters? But it's a delusion we live in. That God will save me. Help is coming from everywhere around you.
I completely agree. Do you think loneliness is sometimes disguised as spiritual independence?
If you are truly happy being alone, you've reached somewhere spiritually. But if you are sitting alone just to make sure that nobody else can hurt me, nobody else can have any power over me, I don't have to deal with the nonsense of other people, then that is just an escape.
Avoidant.
That is just you being avoidant. And you're going to die unhappy because we are social creatures. Connection is extremely important to us. And if we cut off that connection, we are cutting off half the beauty of being alive. All of our emotions are coming from love. तो फिर क्या ही फायदा? But like I said, ये हम spiritual jargons को इतना misuse करते हैं that I am on a spiritual path, so I like to be all by myself. But when you're all by yourself, you are just constantly texting 500 friends and going from one reel to the other on Instagram. You're not doing something productive with your life. It's not like you're going and doing tapasya somewhere or you're becoming stronger. But if you are absolutely independent and your life is moving, you can see it growing, you can see it flourishing, you're doing a damn good job. ज़रूरी नहीं है कि हर एक इंसान को किसी के साथ ही होना चाहिए. नहीं भाई, some people are much better off on their own and they should have the full right of spending their life by themselves and with themselves. Do you know that sometimes if it is one of our last lives for a while, the soul will choose a life जहाँ पे मैरिज नहीं है, पेरेंट्स के साथ थोड़ा डिटैचमेंट है, बच्चे नहीं हैं. एज मच एज ऑन द ह्यूमन रियल्म वी स्टार्ट फीलिंग लाइक बच्चे चाहिए. बट अगर आपका कोई बच्चा है तो इम्पॉसिबल है कि आप वापस नहीं आओगे क्योंकि इतना अटैचमेंट हो जाता है. सो वी प्लान अ लाइफ वेयर दिस टाइम आई वॉन्ट टू बी अलोन, बट एटलीस्ट बी हैप्पी. At least work on yourself. Then you know that this is a spiritual alignment with you being by yourself.
There are some people, I think, in my observation, especially nowadays, where marriage is not happening very easily, right? And I think go back 20 years, at the age of 25, you would see most people married off. By 30, most people would have 2 children. Nowadays, even at 30, people are still looking for partners, still deciding whether they want to be married or not. On the contrary, also, we are seeing at 30, 35, lots of divorces happening, which you would never hear of before. Do you think this is also all a part of karmic cycles, or do you think this is who we've become? Intolerant.
Well, we have become intolerant also. But a lot of people in this generation are breaking dysfunctional patterns that their ancestors lived through. A lot of people, our grandparents, great-grandparents, parents, they lived through marriages that were not healthy for them. They lived with partners that were dominant and controlling and didn't give them the freedom. So this generation is saying, we don't want any of that. We are wanting to choose differently. So, hey, good job on that. But it's also that this generation is trying to look for the perfect partner or the perfect fit who will make their life simple, and that is a recipe that is non existent. You got to make yourself a partner that somebody else would like to have, and then you find a match. But there is no perfect partner out there. In fact, every single person, because I've been married for 25 years, who my husband married in 2002 was a very different girl from who this woman is in 2026. And I actually asked him, I said, if I was this person in 2002, would you have married me? And he hesitates. He'd be like, yeah, why not? But I know that's a no. But we all evolve.
We all do.
And the man will evolve, the woman will evolve. So when you are selecting a partner, you will possibly select somebody who could look perfect for you for that timeline.
Yeah. Only that moment.
Only that moment.
Yeah.
Only that 1 year, 2 years, 3 years.
Correct.
But as your journey changes, you may feel like this is no longer a fit for me.
Yeah.
But then commitment is a decision. It's not a blessing. It's a decision that you take every single day, that I take this person with me. I travel with this person. Very often in the journey of life, people get separated when they're both moving forward initially together, then one moves faster and further, and the other one says, हाँ बस मैं थक गई, अभी मुझे नहीं करना है आगे, क्यों करना है? That's where the disconnect is. That's when this partner starts feeling like this one is not matching up, and this one feels like, यार तुम तो कहाँ चले गए, ये तो अपना plan ही नहीं था, I तो just wanted this.
Yeah, correct.
That's when their paths start separating out. But they stay together for the children, but that's when the infidelity will come in, that's when the complications will come in, the complaints will come in. If you keep waiting for the right partner, you're going to die old and alone.
And that's really sad, because even that I've seen being blamed on astrology, karma, not meant to be. A lot of times it's no reflection of self.
Yeah. I love astrology, but I'm very, very practical about it.
Yeah.
So in astrology, the partner's house, अगर partner के घर में ऐसे कोई stars हैं जो बहुत बुरे हैं, which are telling you कि भाई you're not going to, the marriage is not going to be great. लेकिन आपके जो friends का house है वो बहुत solid है, बहुत powerful है. तो I actually tell them, I say छोड़ो ना marriage को, look at your friend's house. I mean, it's so amazing that if you are actually in a long-term companionship with somebody, you're in a live-in relationship with somebody.
It'll work better.
It'll work better. Why you want to get married? Why do you want to get that friend's house into this doomed house? Stay not like that. And we are in such a beautiful time that all of this is accepted.
Absolutely.
So why ruin it? Take what works. We are so stubborn about, no, we want it to work like this only. एक दरवाजा बंद है, हथौड़ा लेके दरवाजा तोड़ोगे, यार 4 खिड़की खुली है, वहां से जाओ, देखो तो सही, मे बी जो बंद है वो तुम्हारे लिए सही नहीं है, इसीलिए बंद है, नहीं तुमको वही चाहिए, ठीक है गिरो फिर. You can't lose practicality and common sense for spiritual sciences.
Agreed.
Both have to go hand in hand.
Yeah. So, Kavil, I find it a little tough to believe in astrology, because I feel like most of it is based on fear, where astrologers normally land up scaring you, ye ho jayega, wo ho jayega, and then people kind of succumb to it and subscribe to all the tools, because it's mostly like bad things are going to happen. If not today, it'll happen in September 2026. Be very careful for your health. You spend 7 months worrying about your health of September. So I kind of feel like dar pe based hai. Can you tell me why you think astrology is really a really successful science?
Well, astrology is great. Sometimes it's the astrologers that are not the best in guiding people. Okay. And yes, it is, for a lot of people, it's a fear-based business, because no business runs as much as fear does.
Correct.
It's like the wrong number in, what film was that? PK. And because I've been born in the lap of astrology. My father's an astrologer, but I also remember these events where, because he could always tell us what's going to happen, we were heavily dependent. Papa, आज का दिन कैसा है? Papa, मेरी exam कैसी जाएगी? 2-3 times he noticed that, and then he started responding when we say, Papa, आज की exam कैसी जाएगी? And he would say, बकवास. And I'm like, हाँ, बकवास क्यों बोले? सच में बकवास जाएगी क्या? And he'd be like, अगर मैं तुमको बार बार यही बोलता रहा कि अच्छी जाएगी तो तुम लोग मेहनत ही नहीं करोगे. So he really trained us into not getting dependent on it. He's saying that's a great tool to know where you can head. But in your astrological charts or in our timelines, some of the other planets are always going retrograde. So you will have a Mercury retrograde, you will have a Jupiter retrograde, Saturn retrograde, Venus retrograde, which means your communication is going to take a hit, your relationship is going to take a hit, your house changing is going to take, these things are not going to happen. But this is life. This is life. You can never wait for a perfect time in astrology to start. You have to live every single day and accept that yes, when it's Mercury retrograde, my appointments are going to get cancelled, they're going to get rescheduled, my flights are going to get delayed. So what do? I take a book and I have a backup plan that chalo ye cancel ho gaya to aur kya karenge. You can't stop living.
Yeah.
That's the mistake people make. They are so dependent on it that जब तक वो सही वक्त नहीं आएगा, वो 6 साल बिता देंगे सही वक्त के वेट करने में.
Yeah, that's why I see it as a slightly negative, because the interpretation is not that supposing the astrologer tells you you're going to be very successful in 3 years' time. A lot of people might not work for that success, knowing I'll be successful in 3 years.
Yeah.
And there might be some people like, kuch bhi, I can be successful next year, I'll show him.
Correct.
So I'm just saying there are many approaches, and I think it's very important, just like teachers. If there are 10 students who are learning maths, now that teacher has to be very good. You know, for that understanding interpretation of maths. Otherwise, क्या होगा? I hate maths. क्योंकि उसकी मेरी teacher बड़ी गंदी थी यार बचपन में. She didn't teach right. She never made us love the subject. She made us hate it.
Hate it.
So I think that's the same with astrologers. It's very important for them to make sure you interpret it correct.
That's right. And also, use it in the positive sense. So if my father is telling me that, Kavyal, next year you may have a little financial dip. So what he will tell me is, you start saving now so that you don't feel the dip so much. Okay, Kavyal, in 6 months' time, you're going to have to take really good care of your temper. So I write that date down and I actually inform my family saying, listen, it's a bad time. So if I'm speaking too much, ask me to shut up. Or don't listen to me, or don't take it personally, or I will apologize. Use it proactively. Don't just surrender and say, लेकिन वो तो टाइम ही खराब था ना. मतलब हर एक चीज़ जो गलत जा रही है उसके लिए राहु केतु तो है ही ब्लेम करने के लिए. Rahu Ketu have become those two poor entities which are an excuse for everybody. And when no one wants to take responsibility, they will blame Rahu Ketu and Shani. अरे यार, वो भी तो अपना काम कर रहे हैं. Come on.
Also, I think it kind of gives us an excuse to not heal, grow, correct ourselves, accountability. All that is so much work, right?
It's a blame game directly.
So much easier to rely on astrology and tarot, because then you don't really have to do the work on self. You don't really have to face the mirror, your own issues, your own bad behavior, because it's easier to blame everything else.
So when I open the tarot deck, when people say, when am I going to get a job? My first question is, have you started applying? Because I will remove cards and they'll be like, नहीं apply तो किया, मैं सोच रही हूँ. तो भाई 2028 में भी नहीं आएगा. लेकिन अगर एक सही कोच है या एक सही इंसान है तो वो आपको होल्ड करके रखेगा टू योर रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी कि तुम हाँ टाइम अच्छा है लेकिन कर क्या रहे हो कि टाइम अच्छा होगा. वेयर इज योर एफर्ट. यू कांट जस्ट वेट ऑन द स्टार्स एंड नॉट पुट इन एफर्ट.
You know, you use the word Mercury retrograde.
Yeah.
I've heard it so much. I think in the last 3 years, thanks to social media. Social media has promoted that word so much. I genuinely don't know what it means. I know a lot of people blame what is happening in the world and with themselves on it. Can you explain a little bit for entertainment what it actually means? Because I think people misunderstand it and people have just derived any meaning out of that word.
That's right. So Mercury is a planet. We all know that, and it has its own orbit. But because of the placement of the sun for around 20 to 25 days, 3 to 4 times in a year, it looks like it is going in the opposite direction. So instead of going from right to left, it will feel like it's going from left to right. And then when the sun moves again, it'll start going right to left again. So that phase, when it is going retrograde, ulta,
Backwards.
okay, everything that you start in that time, you will have to redo. So there could be cancellations, there could be delays, there could be faltuka fights and arguments, and you buy a gadget and that gadget is not working and you'll have to return. So double the effort. Okay. But it's going to happen 3 to 4 times in a year. So what, you're going to suspend all activity? At that point of time, you just be prepared that Acha, I'm not signing any major contracts. I'm not getting married at that time. I'm not buying a new car in the middle of it. Wait those 20-25 days out. वो 25 दिन के बाद तो normally होने वाला है. That's what it is.
And is it universal or it's to
It's
each
universal.
person? Oh, it's universal.
It's universal. Those dates, you will find those dates on Google. Mercury retrograde 2026, it'll say April to May 5th, it'll say November to December 14th. It'll give you these dates.
Oh, so it applies to everybody.
It applies to everyone.
Okay,
All retrogrades apply to everybody.
Tell me, how does someone know they're doing the work and not just consuming it?
Oh, their life will begin to move. You will see flourishing. You will see action. You will see them be a happier person, a healthier person. You will see them feel on track. But there are a lot of people in the world who just talk about spirituality, but nothing in their life is moving. So if they've just been there that whole time, then you just know, okay, all talk and no work.
No action.
Yeah.
So, Kavil, tell me, if you had to strip down healing to one uncomfortable truth, what would it be?
It will demand a complete destruction of that version of you that you're trying to save and protect. It will demand a complete breakdown. It will demand messy conversations, ugly fights, crying and feeling like life is over, it's never going to be the same again. Yes, exactly, it's never going to be the same again. But it's not going to be easy. All spiritual retreats will help, all counselors, therapists, everything helps. Okay? But don't try to get it easy way out, because then you're just snorkeling, you're not scuba diving. Then you're just superficially looking into yourself and not deep diving. But if you do deep dive into yourself, what wonders come out, and how that light which is there at your core, when you bring that light out, you're going to light up the whole village, the whole city and the whole town. And I was such an ordinary girl. And I'm still very, very ordinary. But you know what has made me some sort of a face that people love? Is that I'm so ordinary that everybody can see themselves in me.
Relatable.
So everybody gets that little hope that she made a career out of being ordinary, man. She made a career out of being authentic. She made a career out of being flawed and faulty. So I can too. They find hope in me because I just chose to not give in to the darkness. I was there. I came out of it. And just imagine, कितना डर्थ होगा ऑथेंटिसिटी का, कितनी कमी है ऑथेंटिसिटी की, कि आज आपको एक ऐसी बंदी इतनी अच्छी लगती है जिसने ज़िंदगी में कुछ नहीं किया, सिर्फ ऑथेंटिक बनी रही. That has become your hero. So for you, truly being spiritual, start with being real. That's all.
How beautiful is that? I completely agree. I think being authentic is so hard.
Yeah.
Everyone is mimicking someone. Everyone is looking to be like someone.
Yeah.
Everyone's looking to extract bits of someone else and think that that was their formula, it'll be mine. But then there isn't anything like being authentic and really being who you are.
Oh, it's
So
great to take inspiration.
Yeah.
It's great to see people and learn from there.
Yeah, but there's no copy paste. It has to work for you on your own formula.
Yes. And also knowing while you are mimicking somebody else, taking inspiration from somebody else. I took huge inspiration from Oprah Winfrey. But at the same time, remembering that, yes, I would love to be that. But also what I am today is enough.
Correct.
You don't have to beat yourself up just because somebody else out there is better. Hold yourself.
Absolutely. What is the last thing you would like to tell our listeners that they must apply every day to really have a fruitful life?
embrace all emotions. If you really want to cry, cry it out. You want to yell, yell it out. You want to love, love it. Because that's what feelings are, right? They're meant to be felt. So don't hide them under alcohol and other addictions and running away and workaholism, and don't, because the beauty of life is in living every emotion that comes to you.
How amazing. Thank you, Kavya, so much. It was such a pleasure having you. What an insightful conversation, and I hope everyone enjoyed it as much as I did.
Thank you so much for having me. If you really want to hear an honest conversation about sometimes the flip side of healing, the overuse of the word spirituality, and you really want to understand that being practical is as important as being spiritual, then deep dive into this conversation, a beautiful one that I've had with Ashna Kalra on The Human Thread across all streaming platforms. You must watch the whole conversation because I've truly enjoyed it and I'm sure you will too.